Pl- Players, since before your sun burned hot in space and before your race was born, I have awaited players. Oh, and voice mod. Anyway, hello and welcome, all you architects of fate. You have once again found yourselves in the self proclaimed original Twitch TTRPG stream that encourages you, the viewer, to actively impact the stories being told on your screen. In order to do so, you must spend fate chips. Now, these are our loyalty points that you can earn by watching, following, hosting, subscribing, or even engaging with us in chat. You may then use these fate chips to heal favorite players, summon in items, make your players say interesting things. You can even force the adventures into random encounters. Now, tonight we're playing Star Trek Adventures without some of our regular cast was unavailable, so we are going to do a side trek where we are delving into the background of a couple of our, at least one new player and one of our existing characters, Lieutenant Bajor. So our side trek tonight is called Rendezvous because we love puns and I am tired. So thank you for joining us again tonight. And I wanted to introduce our excellent cast. Nathaniel as the now Ensign Bajor. Let me see.
Yeah, sorry about the background. I thought we were playing Star Wars tonight.
That's okay. I think that we have to spin up. We have to spin up the jump drive to beat the orcs to the black hole.
Mordor?
Yeah. Oh, I was going to go Mordor, but we'd already done orcs. So yes, that was where we're headed. Here we go. And introducing our player Drew Neutral as Lieutenant Commander Alex Morgan. How you doing?
I've got the right insignia.
You're at the right insignia. You got some glowing blue. And then I want to welcome a bit of a pitch hitter tonight. Rufus going to play Ambassador Lorsis.
Hello, everybody. I've never been on this show before.
Really? Wait a minute.
No, I never have.
This one, yes.
I seem to recall a Captain Picard and a Janeway.
Wait, on this show on Bajor?
Not on Bajor, sorry, but you're not on Bajor. But you're not on Bajor. You're on a side trek.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, you're new this season.
I've been on side treks before.
You've been on side treks before.
Bajor Rising. I showed up for the wrong thing.
All right. We're gonna start over. So what we're gonna talk about is, tonight. Bring out your player tokens so that we can actually see who's who. And once again, I lost them. So I'm going to be a little disoriented with my tokens at the moment. Whoops, copy. Okay. So the scene, the setting is we're on Starbase 73, and there's a negotiation with the Klingon Empire going on right now. Our Ensign Bajor, this is your very first assignment out of the academy, and it only took you an extra year. They held you back so you could get some growth, so you could be a bigger Starfleet officer. Do you want to talk about why maybe you were held back?
No, I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, that's good to know.
As a player,
so far, by the
I kind of made a during my.
Oh no, we can. We'll cover. Actually, bring that up during. Have it pop out during play if you didn't want to talk about it. For right now, like you're just short now. By the way, you and Lieutenant Commander Morgan have not yet met at this time. We'll save that for the reveal. And. Yep. I was thinking you were like Red 3 was ejecting. It was like, yeah. So, Lorsis of Ardana, what exactly are you doing here with this Klingon situation?
Well, those rascally Klingons are threatening to have yet another civil war, and Ardana has been asked to come in and serve as a neutral negotiator, and so I am here in that role as an ambassador from my culture, just trying to get these folks to simmer down and be reasonable.
have you tried getting them all to engage in Klingon opera?
Oh, I actually tried finger painting because they're so much more aggressive than you'd think. And we had a fashion show. I mean, I thought they would enjoy it. They love clothes.
Yeah, they do. But apparently during finger painting, something went awry with your
It
fingers.
did. I am in desperate need of a manicure. I just can't think straight without getting a good manicure.
So at this point, you've put a pause on the negotiations.
We're going to take a breather, is what I said.
We got three Klingon generals who I have not yet named, but I will go with Mo, Larry, and Curly for the moment. Just
They
peace
need a spa
in
day.
there.
We all need a
Maho,
spa day.
Larry, Curly. Do you want to try and bring them along?
Well, I have
You're going to make me
no,
do that,
I'm
but
actually
sure,
going to
yeah.
say that's not a good idea because I have got to see a very special manicurist who is also, um, shall we say, a counselor of mine. I'm going to get some advice.
Yep. So we'll do that. What I'm going to do now is I assume you've kind of gone off into um, your own room or whatever to prepare. And yes,
Yes, well, I'm going to need a shuttlecraft to get me to uh, Algeron, which is a Ferengi colony where my friend is working right now.
well, it's to Admiral Goggles, who has been seriously he's beside himself about the fact that you're um, well, he's working on his fifth restraining order right now, but he can get within 10 feet of you. So that's one of the few people that he can still get within 10 feet of on the station. But he has, he's just. Are you sure you want to do this? They're hopping mad. They're gonna open each other up here in about 5 minutes, and we just literally do not have enough cleaning products without the replicators are strained. I'm worried if there's a bloodbath, we won't be able to clean this up.
Well, I'm worried too, Admiral, and you have to understand that when I agreed to serve in this role, and let's remember that our Donans are almost as smart as the Vulcans. When I agreed to serve in this role, I was given broad diplomatic powers. And so, yes, we are going to put this on pause, and everybody's going to take a breather. Everybody's going to have a spa day. I don't care if they do paint
Okay.
sticks or whatnot, but we're all going to have some time off to think this over.
Okay. Goggles goes away unthrilled with the situation. Um, Ensign, I'm assuming you were nearby. Uh, and he's going to look at you and say, seem to have read something. You know, uh, your instructors at the academy. Do you have a favorite? Boothby uh, mentioned. Boothby sends potted plants occasionally to all the star bases. So he sends cuttings out of Starfleet Academy's yard, out of their bushes. Um, and Boothby did mention, Ensign, that you were quite brilliant, but not quite. You seem to have some. Still seem to have some trouble with self control. Do you think you can manage to find some to escort the ambassador to the Ferengi planet?
Sorry, that my confusion. Is he talking like am I actually in his office, or did he just come find? I
Oh,
just
they're just
hunched over or something.
they all left. Everybody left the room in a huff. So you're still in the diplomatic. Uh, you're still uh, the diplomacy room, the conference room.
Yeah.
So you're in the conference room. Everybody just stormed out, and you heard you heard this whole exchange.
Okay, so I'm in the corner, standing at attention, trying to look. Yeah. Okay. Keeping my
Yeah,
mouth shut.
not trying to be bored to death about this, unless you're into diplomatic rows.
Well, I mean, both
Yep.
part of my brains are like, one's wrapping around the logical problem, the other one's trying to tactically kill these people for wasting my
Yep.
time. Yeah.
Yep. So you think you're up to you think you're up to a simple shuttle mission, Ensign? You think you can get the ambassador back in time?
Yes, sir. It's about the only thing he can say without causing an incident to the admiral.
I think that the nice part is the ambassadors the admiral smiles at you and says, "Good." He does see the barely contained, flood of emotions of the things you chose not to say. So he's happy. You'll have I think as soon as Lorsis is ready, you should be prepared to take them out. It's approximately a day's travel at moderate warp. At old space cruising speed, so we don't wear out the carpet of space. So we're gonna have the space speed limit in effect for the hell of it.
Yes, Admiral. I look
Okay.
forward to showing the diplomats the Starfleet method of flying a craft
Yes.
in a
And
safe manner.
excellent. I'm sure you will enjoy uh, the Type 11 shuttlecraft that we have assigned to you, the
That
grocery getter of the Starfleet universe.
you caught it. You kind of got his interest, but when you heard the grocery, he's kind of like, groceries.
Yes.
Yes, Admiral.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is leave you to it, and as Admiral Goggles leaves the conference room, immediately outside of the conference room is Lieutenant Commander Morgan, who has been, you know, keeping tabs on things, but has not been seen yet. He has done the Mokto stealth chant, the chant of invisibility, or whatever it is. And he just, I hate to ask, I forget your first name.
Scott.
It's Scott.
Or Drew, whichever one's fine.
No, not you personally.
Alex.
Morgan's. Alex. The admiral's gonna immediately establish the rapport. This looks bad, Alex.
Well, it always looks bad when Klingons are involved, sir.
I agree. Well, we can't let this. We can't let. I don't know what we were thinking letting an Ardanan run things. I mean, I'm glad that they didn't all try macrame. That's all I know.
That's part of the reason why I'm here, to make sure things don't get too far out of hand. Where's the ambassador headed now?
Well, he's headed to Algeron 4, Ferengi colony.
Interesting.
You familiar with it?
I am familiar with it, sir.
Okay. Well, you might, if you have any contacts there, check ahead on. Apparently, the ambassador needs to have his what was it? Pedicure?
Manicure.
Manicure? Pedicure. Wrong. All right, we weren't foot painting. Apparently, the ambassador needs a manicure. I trust that you would want to. You can. I'm going to need you to babysit because I'm sending an ensign who I think should get you there and back, no problem. But I really need to. I really need you to. I don't think the ambassador is hiding something. He's holding back,
Okay. You want me to?
and I don't know if this is.
You want me to shadow them, or you want me to be on the ship with them?
Oh, your escort, your babysitter.
Very well. I think I can escort
So
an ensign and an ambassador.
I certainly hope so. Anyway, meet and I'm going. Meet the pilot and the shuttle. The shuttle and the pilot in Bay 3.
Aye, sir.
All right, and obviously, I don't want to hear anything more about this. Handle it.
I will handle things, sir.
And then he just punched off down the hallway. Should have sat in. I didn't have money or time. Let me see. All right. So I'm going to take you guys and we're going to do this, right? I've got to find the shuttle to put. I'm not following chat. Sorry. Hey, Skate Dad. Congratulations for subscribed for 14 months. Woohoo! Let me see. What have we got? I need to find my resources. Shuttlecraft. Okay, so you can see some bad cropping I did on this because I was expecting it to be in space. But I do also have the what's it called? The deck plans. I'm going to show you quickly the deck plans. It's a rather roomy shuttle. So it's a long range diplomatic shuttle. I think it contains a micro torpedo launcher, one phaser bank, as well as a transporter. And it looks like, for frick's sake, a jacuzzi and a spacesuit. So that should be good. It's a good solid piece of work. So yeah, Bajor, what were you doing? You're in the bay. What are you doing?
Learning from my mistake the first time, I am just checking the survival gear. So yes, we have Type 2 hand phasers on standby just in case. We have medical kits, emergency, and like the big doctor packs. We don't have any EMH. I'm sorry, Lieutenant Commander. The budget was with. They swapped out the EMH for the jacuzzi.
Yep.
I haven't walked in yet.
Yeah, he hasn't walked in yet, but you're I just wanted to know what you're doing before I throw Morgan until Morgan comes in.
Since I'm still on duty, I can't go for a drink. I want to go to the quartermaster.
Okay.
And I want to get at least 2 bottles of blood wine, like good non-replicated blood wine.
If that's a quartermaster thing, but sure.
It is. Well, I mean,
it is now.
I really go to a black market Ferengi because this is a Federation thing, and I get caught.
You could go to one of the Klingon ambassadors. Because you've seen them, they've seen you, and you as but you as a player, they haven't approached you, but you as a player get to decide if you what relationship you may have wanted to have cultivated to kind of lay out this potentially, like during the conference.
That's actually what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to give the ambassador a bit of a leg up by making sure that next time he goes to diplomatic scenario, that he has at least some proper tasting refreshments.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is the 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 uh, Lelthor, the quartermaster, is just no. You're getting no blood wine. I need all of it. I need more than all of it right now because right now, like Mr. Smarty Pants left every Mr. Oh, we're Vulcans are almost as smart as us. Just basically left a poop storm all over the place. They're basically all the factions are living in a different section of the station, and we have to keep 3 different facilities stocked with as much blood wine as they can because they bathe in the stuff. I've seen one literally get in a tub full of it. So he's not. Yeah. So I'm afraid I can't help you. Hey, you're going down to a Ferengi planet. They should have something, right?
Let me ask you something. How would you feel if this place went to civil war and Klingons decided to come phaser firing here? Yes, I'm going to
You know,
intimidate him.
I'm a Bajoran. Civil wars are like Tuesday for us. If it weren't for the
Literally
Cardassians,
grab him by the scruff, lift him up, and say, "That was meager compared to what we can do."
you are wearing a Starfleet uniform, right?
Take off the badge? No.
Okay. All right. You know, this is, you can make a roll for intimidation if you want.
Oh, what do you want me to roll?
It's going to be presence and security.
Security.
And it's going to be a target of 4.
You're kidding me.
Because he's seen some shit. This is a guy who's been under Cardassian occupation. You know, as you lift him up, you notice on his neck there are like massive scars. Because they wanted to do the Cardassian neck trick on him. Just letting you know. You know, because you're also new on the station. So, you know, it's understandable. You're feeling your way around.
Okay, whatever. The lovely, lovely roll of the dice.
I get a...
Thank you, Dice Gods, for the first roll of the night.
What? Did you get a 20?
No.
Or no, did you get a 1?
Double ones. Double
ones.
Good.
Okay. You know, you achieved it. I'm going to and also he's basically gonna, you know, say I've seen some shit, which is his fallback. So he's gonna just have a success on that. He's burning off one of his values. But yeah, he'll say, you know, I can't give you the wine, but I can give you the name of a really, really good dealer, and I can put in a word for you. Better wine than we got here. And actually, if you could bring me back a barrel of that, I would be most grateful. He's still dangling. His feet are still dangling. He's not like he's going to give an inch on this. Yep. He does, surprisingly. Let's roll some dice. Scott, would you please roll 2d20 for me with a target of 12? See how he lands.
Got a 2 and a 13.
Okay, well, he manages. He hits his feet. It's a little unsteady. Brushes himself off, and he says, "The man you want is Lorthak. He's a Ferengi with one ear. You is really hard to miss him."
I just turn and walk away.
Okay. Also, barrel. 1 barrel, please. You're going back. You come back to the shuttle, and I'm assuming you find Commander Morgan there.
Or he finds me. Depends on who gets there first.
Yeah, while this was all going on, he would have
to
gone straight from the Admiral to the shuttle bay.
Okay.
But when I get there, I'd have the pad with the clearance to leave, the course for the spa. I'd have all the things ready to go on the data pad. Just need like your final uh, approval of like everything.
Well, hello.
Okay.
And then we'd have to wait for the ambassador.
Hello, Ensign. I didn't know you were aboard this station. How have you been?
Well, sir, how are you?
Doing just fine. You're our pilot for this mission, huh?
Yes, sir. As the humans would say, luck of the draw,
Good.
sir.
Good. You're a fine pilot.
Thank you, sir. May I give to you the data pad with all the preparations, sir?
Take the data pad for him, begin scanning it over, and while I do that, I'll just say, have you worked on your restraint any since our last meeting?
Yes, sir. Great restraints, sir.
Good.
I was lucky enough to be in the briefing room during the diplomatic exchange between the Klingons and the Federation, sir.
Good.
I found it both enlightening and stimulating. Control, sir.
Well, this flight plan looks fine to me. We wait. Where's the ambassador at this point?
I'm walking in the room right now. Never one
on deck.
Never one to miss a cue. All right, gentlemen. I am Ambassador Lorsis of Ardana. Would you please introduce yourselves?
Hello, Ambassador. I am Lieutenant Commander Morgan, and I will be tagging along for this mission. This is our pilot. I'll let him introduce himself.
I am Ensign Bajor, sir. I will be your pilot for your journey to and from the planet. If there's anything you need, please let me know, sir, and I will accommodate you as best as my ability will let me, sir.
Well, it's a pleasure. And as you know, there are some very serious negotiations going on right now on this station. But in my role as ambassador, I have decided that everyone needs a break. Now, what I need from you is the understanding that everything that happens on this journey, or shall we say this mission, is completely confidential. It would be terribly detrimental to the negotiations if anything that you learn while we are off this station somehow gets back to any of the parties that are involved in this negotiation. Do you understand?
Understood, Ambassador.
Yes, sir.
Ensign, I noticed that you are a Klingon.
Yes, sir.
I greatly admire the metalwork of your culture. It's just meticulous and really quite inventive. But I have to ask that, because we are negotiating because of a Klingon civil war that might be on the horizon, that you are quite understanding this request that I have for confidentiality.
Sir, your protection is my main concern, whether it be personal or information based. I am a Starfleet cadet, so I understand the terms of classified, sir. I assure you that no information will escape my attention or this ship without your approval, sir.
Thank you for that assurance. I appreciate it. Well, I say that perhaps we should just get underway because these negotiations are important, but my nails are very important too.
The flight plan has been submitted and approved, Ambassador. We're just On your word.
Well, let's get this show on the road.
I open the door, Ambassador. Sit down in the pilot seat. I take a moment to all the lieutenant commanders, making sure the admiral is secured.
Yeah, I'll make sure the ambassador is comfortable and everything before taking the right-hand seat. Assuming there's a right-hand seat.
There is co-pilot, unless you want to take pilot, but that's up to you. I can take
Oh
co-pilot.
no, this would be just like old times, Ensign. Please.
Yes, sir. I've already gone through pre-flights. You see the courses laid out in the perfect, as you remember from perfect mathematical. The math is perfect. Course is perfect. And we're just about brought everything up to ready to disembark. Young frequencies open. Dock control. This is the start. This is the shuttle Lake Ontario. Requesting permission to disembark. Dock control. This is the shuttle Lake Ontario. Requesting permission to disembark.
Some of us had. I'm sorry, I had something muted, and it's my lovely color of red. The Afrosian forgot to put his headset on. Shuttle, good hunting, and don't forget, once you get beyond the outer buoys, there's also some nebula, and don't worry about those rumors of pirates between here and that Ferengi world. That's just part of their charm.
Understood.
And the bay doors open. They left it out of the mission brief just because they're efficient. Or they could just be jerking the ensign around.
Yeah. Lieutenant Commander, with the report of Nebula and the pirates, may I ask you to please monitor sensors for any irregularities? And out we go.
It's very much like old times.
As we're going, I'll look over to him and just smile and be like, Ensign, just one more thing. Can we try to keep our phasers holstered this mission, please? And he'll just turn around, not even wait for a response, just turn around and look out the windscreen.
Aye, sir. Does that also include the plasma grenades I have in the back?
That definitely includes plasma grenades you have in the back.
You see the small smirk on the side of the mouth. As I see the pilot.
I can see what I'm waiting to see what Lorsis finds back there for reals. So this will take about.
Porn collection.
You didn't quite move in yet. So we got that. What we got is our sadly the prototype shuttle has some things in it. But doing scanning, you smoothly pass the outer marker. The nebula you already knew about as part of your course plot anyway. The pirates thing might have just been a ruse to rattle the ensign because you've only been on the station for a little bit. And so so off you go. You've left Starfleet Starbase control, the control zone of the Starbase, and are heading into Ferengi held space. You're not encountering anything. Is there anything you guys want to do? I can take it in kind of 8-hour chunks. It's about a 20-hour trip. So if you guys have
I keep the Admiral updated like every 4 hours, like our ETA And I do insist that the lieutenant commander take a break every once in a while, just so he can relax or do whatever he's supposed to do on this mission.
Okay.
In reciprocation, I'll also make sure that the ensign is sufficiently relieved of, so he can get some rest as well.
What's the minimum? What's the minimum rest period you both force on each other?
I can go 3 days.
It's a 20-hour trip. I'm going to make sure that he gets at least 5 hours of rest as an order.
What about you? You could also do the same thing back. That's why I was trying to figure out to the minute you both are doing this.
Yeah. I quote medical regulations to him and say he has to get a minimum of 6 hours, or I'll report him to the chief medical officer. And we both know she is a pain in the ass.
And she's a Horda.
I'll comply.
She is.
While the lieutenant commander is away, I calmly make a packet for the admiral to read of my observations during the diplomatic position. I don't want to call it babysitting, but I just make a nice little packet for him, shoot it his way for him to look at, suggest a few more Klingon approved subjects for relaxation.
Are you sending it to the ambassador or the admiral? Okay, so you're sending things. You're giving things to Lorsis.
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to double check.
Yep. Yeah, the admiral.
What you doing there, Lorsis? You're getting like every 4 hours they're knocking on your door, is what I'm hearing now.
Well, I'm going to be in the jacuzzi for the next 8 hours.
Right next to it's right next to the plasma conduit. It's kind of warm there. Warmer than normal.
It warm.
Yes. So you're basically delivering pads. I'm assuming that you're naked in the jacuzzi, or do you have your robes?
I always wear my robes. Yeah.
Okay.
I like the way the robes float up on top of the water. It's interesting.
Yeah, I'm not delivering pads. I'm just sending electronic things.
Okay.
Use communicators for the time updates. Then when the lieutenant commander forces me out, I sit down at the table for a meal.
Okay. While you're on your rest break, Commander Morgan is going to make a science and control con roll. And Nathaniel, if you want to assist, the ship has an 11 in science, so it gets a single die to assist. And we're looking for a couple of successes here.
Are there any focuses?
Well, you're doing. Oh God! All right, I need to say things outside my head when I give you guys instructions. So, and that wasn't because I had mute. You're going to be running. Ship's on autopilot. It's doing fine. Course is laid in, but you've got a situation with the sensors. You're just running active scans because while there's not supposed to be pirates, it's right next to two sets of space. It's ridiculous to assume a nebula like this goes to waste by anybody. And if you've got any like covert ops or anything like that, you could just use that as you can lay that in as a critical.
Got the surveillance and counter surveillance or espionage.
Okay. I'm going to go for right now with, I'm going to loosey-goosey it and go with surveillance, counter surveillance.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I'm
not
not piloting, so I can't help you with both of those.
yeah, no, but you can roll the ship.
Yeah, I got an 11.
One die for the ship. The ship's got an 11. You got an 11. That's one success right off the bat. You guys have built 0 momentum because I've given you no opportunities to do that. Sorry about that. I got to get you some stuff.
Eyes.
Yes.
Oh, I got a 1 and a 5. That's 3 successes.
Okay. You only need 2 successes for this because it is a kind of a spot hidden check. I'm going to put the 2 on the board for the moment, but you have a sensor hit in the nebula. It's there's the equivalent of thermoclines in the nebula. This is all shift around. So go astray, they'll be deflected. You've been able to actually separate out all of this distortion that's hitting normal sensors and tease out that there is something in there big, like scout ship class, like bigger than a
Bigger
runabout.
than us.
Little
Not
scout
as
ship.
big as like a warship.
Bigger than you, and it's definitely doing its best to not be seen. It's hiding right in the pockets that you would pick to hide in. It's not just cruising through the nebula for a fun day. So it appears to be, the course looks like it's similar to yours. So that's what you get from your initial sensor scan is you have a sensor hit, scout class vessel, and it's kind of pacing.
I was going to say, it looks like it's kind of shadowing us type.
Kind of shadowing you, yeah. Which is also disturbing.
Yeah. It seems...
And you have more questions if you want to use momentum.
Seems we have a tail, Ensign.
I'm in the back.
Oh, you're in the back.
Oh. You gonna chirp him?
Yeah, I'll chirp him. Ensign, I'm gonna need you up. I'm gonna need you up here.
Yes, sir. On my way, Ambassador. And
have you fallen asleep in the tub?
What?
Said he was in there for 8 hours.
Yeah, we were in there for 8 hours.
You're breathing.
What? What's going on?
Unknown, Admiral.
I felt
I would.
I know, it felt like a bump. Do we bump into anything?
No, Ambassador. The deflectors would make that impossible, sir.
Okay, well you just let me know. Okay, let me know what's going on when you find out. All right.
It would be a pleasure, Ambassador. Then I just walk back. I'm out. I sit in my seat and.
Seems we have a tail on us, Ensign. And we assume they're following us because we have the ambassador on board. I'll show him the data.
Might not be the ambassador. It could also be something. Could be pirates, as the starbase jokingly reported.
Could be. You said this is...
Many spacefaring pirates value our technology.
You said this is a prototype, right? I mean, like...
It's actually, I've got stats for prototype, but it's a class 11 shuttle. We didn't have the stats on hand.
Gotcha.
We did the best we can. Reddit doesn't have stats.
Reddit? Oh, no. I need to buy, as a plug, I will petition Lords and Ladies of Fate to buy me a bunch of books. And then we will have shuttle stats for this one game.
Books don't have it. Books don't have it.
The Starship Construction Guide? That's the book I want.
Maybe the Utopia Phoenicia Yards might have it.
That's my only
Lords
guess.
and Ladies of Fate doesn't exist anymore.
Oh no, they don't. I'm going to charge that they owed me that before they quit, before they dissolved.
Um,
And I will try and collect on that at some point. But yeah, Architects of Fate, there's no knowledge. They're just like Elon Musk. They're just not going to pay the bill.
the first thing
Sorry.
I
Yep.
do after hearing this information
Mhm.
is start remodulating the deflector to block any transporter, just in case the lieutenant commander is correct and they are here for the ambassador. I'm not doing it. I'm not raising the shields. I'm not charging the weapons. I am just creating a interior scattering field.
And F with them. Shall we F with them, sir? Kind of a thing. Yep. You notice that's the scattering field's going up, Lieutenant Commander.
How far away are
And,
we from our destination?
You're about 4
We
hours
are-
out. Oh,
We are
sorry.
approximately 4 hours, 16 minutes, 42 seconds from the base, sir.
Very well.
Now, is that orbit or touchdown?
System. That would take an additional 13 minutes, 12 seconds to get in the system, then an additional 15 minutes to get clearance to land, depending on where the base is. It could be anywhere from an hour to 10 minutes if I nosedive. But I think the ambassador and the commander would do that.
Okay.
I activate the internal communication system. I say, Admiral, please put on your clothing and come up to the bridge, please.
Ensign, we have an ambassador on board, not the admiral's back at the station.
Thank you for the correction, sir.
That's what I'm here for.
They both have the same level of superiority that I was taught at the academy.
I think Lorsis is baffled why you kept saluting him.
Never salute him.
That's true. Starfleet doesn't really
salutes
have.
now.
Yeah, Starfleet doesn't really have one of those. But yeah, so it could be a Klingon thing. So yeah, you're proceeding apace. The blip
I actually
does
pick up
not.
the base.
Oh, you're gonna pick up the pace a little
Well,
Okay.
I mean, if they are
because you're
tailing us,
medium. Yeah, you're at leisure speed, so it's you got room to go.
Yeah. So I mean, increasing speed to probably not like gunning
Yeah.
it to at least. Let's say if I'm going, let's say I'm going 60 miles an hour, I bump it up to 80.
Okay, I'm glad. Thank you for using freedom units. But I think actually, yeah, Canada hasn't fallen for kilometers either. Yeah, nope.
Let's not get into that.
We're not speaking French. We're not doing that. We're not doing kilometers. So we got, yep. So you speed by a quarter, I think. You accelerate by a quarter. I think, is it abruptly or smoothly?
Smoothly, just to
Okay.
see if what they do.
Okay.
If they also adjust our course slightly to give us a bit more of a wide berth.
Kind of drift
this-
away from the nebula a little.
Yeah.
Okay.
Instead of like going like,
Please.
yeah.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
Yep. And would you like to retain, despite this maneuver, do you want to retain your landing estimates to the same number?
No, because since we increased speed, the arrival time in system will have increased, but the landing
Okay.
time, I still have to follow the protocol.
It should all be the same.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, I can speed up, but take a course that made the number the same, just to mess with people. All right. So that's just a simple level 0 thing. If you want to roll dice for a level, it's a level 0 task. So this is a good way to build up momentum. And you can use your boons for small craft or shuttle ops?
I have a focus in shuttlecraft piloting, so this does help me.
Oh, damn you straight, yes.
Okay, so what am I rolling?
Con and control. Should be I've fallen straight into your trap. It's like you got nothing on Sulu, or Sulu's got nothing on you.
Yes, his piloting, his profile was one of the classes I chose to take. He was.
Hmm.
Two successes.
Okay,
Range
and nothing made it into your critical range. Damn it. Okay. Well, I hope that you, because yeah, sometimes taking a level 0 gets you stuff, and sometimes you can roll a critical failure, and that's kind of fun. That's why I give you
the
these
dice
little
gods gave
choices.
me the crits on
Yep.
the first one. Didn't give me
Yep.
all. Okay.
Lieutenant Commander, you can, if you want to throw science and control, science and control again, or science and insight, or whichever you want to do, to see how the other ship reacts.
Definitely science and control.
Yeah, he'll be at 11.
And let me use one of those momentum.
Okay.
2 successes.
2 successes. Okay,
Plus
nothing,
Yeah.
or oh man,
The difficulty
that's not
range
good. The 2 successes
was the same. It was just 20, right?
The crit the failure range was complication range was 20, and then you got to use your lower range was expanded based on your thing. And all right, so things were two. So you got to read it in the ship, or well, what you think to be the ship. The object moves faster. It doesn't quite match the smoothness of the acceleration. It looks like they were caught off guard, sped up, kind of overshot, like they were attempting to close, and then dropped back again, and then matches the speed. It's like they rushed it. And if you've got any, you can spend momentum to ask additional questions if you want about the target, if you want to.
I think one of the questions should be: Did we get a accurate? Did we get a scan of what it is? Is it a raider? Is it
what species it might belong to?
Okay. Yep. So you'll. I'm just gonna spend a momentum because this is gonna make it funny. You're picking up traces of whatever it is that's in Klingon hull plating. That stuff that the little Mijis ate. I think it was it titanium or trisilicates or something. Yeah, it was the it has that, and also you're getting it's not cloaked. Its size is roughly that of a Burrell bird of prey. Good old fashioned little bird of prey. This is the dozen officers and men version, not the one that's just battleship sized. So it seems to be trying to pace you, but doing not a great job of it.
Interesting. Would Lieutenant Commander Morgan have any knowledge on any houses of Klingon that want these negotiations to fail?
Actually, somebody's been sitting in the negotiations themselves. Yeah, but well, actually, you, man, um, as a quick question, Nathaniel, did you have an idea to jump in with, or should I give background on our learned guy? Okay, you know the general political situation, and I will say between you, I'd like you to come up with the names of the three houses. But this is between you, like you're going back and forth, adding to each other's knowledge. The three houses currently in the three-way split. One is House Prigozhin. One is House Putin. Yeah, and of course there's Duras, because we got to do that. Because they're doing shenanigans. Actually, Duras isn't one of the houses engaged in the negotiations, but they would if you have three powerful houses, like there's the House of Kor, there's a Chang and Kempak.
Or Kang and or Kang and I can't think of the
Oh, go ahead.
one.
Oh, Koloth. We could do Koloth if you wanted to.
Koloth, that's it.
Is that okay with you,
Yeah.
Scott?
Yep.
Okay. I know that that's not quite the house names, but it would be their houses. And yeah, Duras isn't involved. So Duras is not involved in the negotiations. But you guys can decide between you if any of those three houses would benefit from a war, because they're all here talking.
I would think probably one of them would benefit from a war.
Who has water running?
Sorry, my wife's running the sink. Give me a minute.
Oh, she is? Oh, okay. Well, that's okay. Now that we know what it is, I thought your house was leaking or broadcast was losing it.
Or maybe he's got a little pet snake or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like there's a tiny little snake tail coming out.
Rattling.
Randy the Rattler.
I give you like the top of my list of possible Klingon houses that might want to cause a problem. I want the Civil War, and the Duras family would be like one of 5 names. Not in the top, not like the very first, but probably like number 4. Just because he hates the House Duras hates the Federation from long ago. Getting from there. Yeah, never mind. But as soon as the ambassador joins us, I seal off the living area, just the doors, because I don't need any surprises.
Are you coming forward, Ambassador, or are you just going to hang out in the hot tub?
Well, I heard them talking about it in an admiral, and I thought, well, is that me? And then maybe it is, and so I decided to go up just to check things out. And I am still wearing my very wet robe because our Donan culture likes air drying only. It tends to only work in Cloud City, but we don't nonetheless. So I'm up there and it's all wet and clingy, and I say, hello, what's going on?
Ambassador, we might have a problem with someone following us. I would feel much better if you were up here where we can keep an eye on your safety and protection.
Oh, that's
we
distressing.
do not know. Yes, what's more distressing is we don't have an exact idea of who is following us, but we do have a suspect, which is Klingon, possible Klingon.
Klingons. What
yes,
what leads you to believe this is a Klingon ship?
The expert information from Lieutenant Commander Morgan and the ship's sensors have detected a Burrell type bird of prey following us and outpacing us and still with us. We have made minor, non-threatening moves to distance us from them, but now it seems that they are determined to follow us.
Well, there are a number of Klingon houses that would stand to profit from a civil war, so I suspect that maybe you're right, and this is someone who's trying to manipulate the negotiations.
Yes, Ed. Yes, Ambassador.
Admabassador.
I almost slipped up.
I like the idea of him calling him Admabassador.
Ambassador.
Just to make a whole new blending of these ranks.
Well, I mean,
actually, yep.
We could do the deceiving part, but that's not.
Yeah, Commander Morgan, Lieutenant Commander Morgan. The shadow has shifted. The sensor ghost or whatever it is has shifted, and it seems to be accelerating and attempting to out. It looks like it's headed out ahead of you.
It looks like they're on an intercept course.
Yeah, I think an intercept course would be a good way to say it. You guys might need a saving throw to figure out kind of where and what the tactical situation he's trying to set up is.
Right.
I already have the idea.
What?
My Klingon and Vulcan side have already calculated that they're going for a flank. One's going to try and stop us from the front, while his friend is going to try and stop us from the back.
So far, there's only one ship
that we know of.
Well, hold on. I got to look up something about how much threat an extra Burrell class is. I think it's based on it. Basically I can spend threat equal to the size modifier of the target ship. So,
but I mean,
thanks for that idea.
I'm using Klingon history that that bird of prey is always fly in packs.
Yeah, that would not be a bad idea. Hey, chat, now is a great time to remind you that you can use fate chips to possibly help the old DM and create a bonus encounter. Nobody listening, and I couldn't get items to work. So, but anyway, so you have a ship that's definitely going out ahead of you, which means there either isn't a chasing ship or you didn't detect it yet.
I just relayed the information to the lieutenant commander and the ambassador and wait for the higher ups to make a decision. I give them, say, I could increase speed and get us there faster, or suggest a different course of action.
Lieutenant Commander, I only have the priority of getting to Algeron as quickly as possible.
Nail beds.
Well, we are smaller and maybe slightly more maneuverable, but we're no match for a bird of prey. Are we at maximum speed, Ensign?
Negative, sir.
Why don't we punch it?
Aye, sir. And
okay.
This is not a soft transition. We go woof. We jump.
Okay. Well, the inertial dampeners obviously strain. You may have quietly reduced exceeded the safety limits a little bit and surprised the inertial dampeners too. Oops. Yeah, you may have surprised the inertial dampeners a little bit when you snuck down you snuck up the power curve a little outside of the normal acceleration it expected, and also more than the target ship expected. Let's see how he did. 20. Okay. Yeah, critical range is a fun thing. So the sensor, the ship, the suspected Klingon ship, does not anticipate this and is not reacting at all well. It's basically you've just ripped out ahead of it really fast. You're only like an hour away from the planet at this rate, and you've got a the ship is going through the nebula for a bit. Its speed is not, it's held back at maximum because of the nebula, and it starts falling further and further behind. Now, I don't know if you're doing anything other than just making a flat out run at this point, correct?
Yeah, but I want to be running the scans to try to create some kind of possible tactical advantage, like any blind spots or anything a bird of prey might have that a shuttlecraft could kind of fit into.
Okay.
Like with their phaser fire arc and everything.
That's very true. What I would consider is you wouldn't have a tremendous chance in open space, but who's up for a nebula fight?
Right. Yeah.
All I'm saying is you could actually do the surprising thing and order a heart about and just do the goofy thing. Because making a run for it, you'd probably make it, but you might not if there's somebody up ahead.
Right.
You got a pilot who knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to step aside for just a second. You guys make some decisions.
Yeah. What do you think, Ensign? Do we try to make a run for it, or we go into this nebula and see what we can do? You comfortable flying in a nebula?
I can fly a ship anywhere that I am ordered to fly it, sir, with as much accuracy as I can give you. I would feel much better if it gets the ambassador to his location and then deal with these people firsthand. But perhaps we are just missing the clear option of getting communication. Finding out who they are calling us.
I'm sorry, say that last part one more time.
May I suggest, sir, we open communications and find out what they want?
Well, they're Klingon.
90%, yes, sir. 90% of the time they just want to fight, but I have absolutely no problem of taking the fight to them, sir. But Starfleet protocol always says talk first, shoot second.
Oh, you are an expert on Starfleet protocol now, are you?
I have learned restraint, sir, from our last encounter, sir.
All right, Ensign. Hail them.
More than well to remind me in that citation, that notification on my file, sir.
You passed your flight test, though, so who's that?
Oh, sir, actually I didn't. I did not meet the 10-minute criteria, and apparently I shot an unarmed man. I actually shot an armed man in a first contact situation, sir. So,
hail the vessel, Ensign. See what they have to say.
yes, sir.
Okay. This comes back as it's hailing. Is there any words you want to use? Because there's just ringing the phone. Hailing for me is just ringing the phone unless you choose to say something.
Yeah. Well, I want to see if they're going to answer.
Okay?
I want to see if they're going to be receptive to our hail.
Okay.
Klingon vessel. This is shuttlecraft. I forgot what we named it.
Lake Ontario.
The Rio.
Lake Ontario.
Sorry, all you people in the States can't have everything. Canada has to have one or two.
Leave somebody something. Leave the rest of us something. The Lake Ontario. So what comes back is, comes back static.
As I anticipated.
I send a transmission via Klingon translated to the bird of prey.
Oh. Okay. And how am I going to handle that? All right. Well, what's the Klingon that you want to send?
Same thing what the commander said.
Yep. We demand you speak with the appropriate Klingon kind of inflection thing, like Klingon grammar, which is what you want.
Very simple. This is the shuttlecraft, Lake Ontario. State your purpose.
Yep. Oh man, that didn't go super well. You get a thing back that says, "Who is this?" in voice only. Someone speaking through obviously big plastic teeth. Who is this?
In mute, I say, Lieutenant Commander, may I take this?
They answered you. They didn't answer me.
Technically, you don't know that.
Oh, all right.
Oh, wait, you did it silently? Actually, it comes back over audio unless you suppress the audio.
Nope.
So all you hear now is it comes back. Who is this in Klingon? So you hear that through you guys, you non-speakers still hear it, but you recognize it's Klingon being spoken, not translated back Federation-ese.
By all means, Ensign, these are your people.
I send over, open the community. I just unmute it and say, "This is Ensign Bajor of how I got my bloody house."
That was Blue Day.
I am Ensign Bajor of House Mergroch. Mm-hmm. I am en route to. I forget the name of the place. I'm en route to the planet of the system. I am curious as to inquire why you are following us.
You will die in ignorance, you traitorous whelp. And the ship does finally break from the nebula and begins accelerating greatly toward you with weapons starting to come online.
Lieutenant Commander, we have company activating red alerts.
Red alert.
Shields are up.
Red alert.
Let's head into that nebula. I think we have a better chance in there than we do in open space.
Yes, sir. Ambassador, I strongly suggest you put some real clothes on.
I'm ready for anything, Lieutenant. Ensign.
Thank you for the promotion.
Lieutenant Ensign. Lenson.
Shields are up, phasers charging, torpedoes are loaded. But I think the Lieutenant Commander's.
Yeah, you get like one weenie torpedo. So just letting you know, it's definitely the weapons you have, at least at the current configuration, doesn't have a great chance, as you know, of penetrating the shields. So there's going to be lots of investigation and kind of targeting rolls and some maneuvering, because obviously the shields aren't the same everywhere on one of these ships. Because otherwise, it wouldn't be very fun for you.
Yeah. I'm going to do as the commander tells me and set course for the nebula, but I'm going to try and keep our course towards the planetoid still at full.
Yep. Lieutenant, what I need you to do is, using your previous knowledge of the sensor scan, I need some security and either insight or reason.
Well, they're both
And
the
ship is
same,
ready to
so
assist.
Okay, so you can decide if you logically think this through or if you just know something. And this is for finding the goods entry point in the nebula where you can hide.
I think I might figure it out type thing.
Mhm.
And difficulty?
Difficulty is you'll need 2 successes on that, and this will give you advantage in coming up. It'll be, your ship will be in a better defensive position.
Right. And complication range?
None. I'll go with 20.
Okay.
It's fine. But if you've got, go ahead.
And we need 2 successes.
I've already rolled for the ship.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so we got 1 for the ship. That's right. Yes! I got 2 successes.
All right. How'd the ship do? Ship got 1. So that is put 1 in the bank for you. Whoops. Yeah, let's type that better. And so you got that. You've spotted a course. You can give it to the ensign to plot a course 2. And that's also going to lower the difficulty level of his attempts to maneuver both defensively and offensively. I want you to remind me that you've got tactical advantage that you just created, so that whenever you come up with a maneuver, it'll be 1 level less. Or you can say, you know what? I think they've got 1 level higher on a maneuver. Like if they need to fire or evade or something, they're gonna have a higher level of difficulty on it because of this.
Ensign, plot a course to this entry point.
Sir.
It is a pocket of gas swirling around, and it's not the pretty gas. This is the red stuff. This is the stuff that looks like it really is something you shouldn't go into. This is a bad dye tank. This is a dye tank that went horribly wrong. This is like some Star Trek 6 shit. Or no, it was 5. It's Star Trek.
This is not the Mutara Nebula, but it's Mutara Nebula-like.
Well, we're gonna not use the stock footage. We're gonna go to Star Trek 5 stock footage for this. Which
okay, yeah, sorry.
Go watch Star Trek 5 and see what it's like when you don't spend money on a nebula. It's sort of like it literally is a tank full of water and dye, and they're just squirting it in. So you're seeing these weird billowing puffs of, red, red gases and a blue gas, and just kind of crossing each other. So it is a more turbulent nebula than Mutara, which is not easy, but it is. So you're finding your spots. What I'd like is did you already make a helm control check or not? No, you did not. Okay. Con and control, or actually, yeah, against daring, but right now it's control because you've got a course. Con and control, and it's difficulty level 1 because of the advantage. And you can roll 1 die for the ship, and the ship has a maneuverability of 12 for purposes of maneuver.
I would like to buy a 3rd dice, try and get us more momentum.
You're playing that
afterwards.
game. I see.
Playing along the case. I do have 2 focuses that apply here. You can tell me which one works better. Shuttlecraft piloting and escape and avoidance.
I like piloting because you're not. No, you can do either, and it depends on what you want to do. If you want to put yourself into an offensive position, I go with piloting. But if you just want to make sure, you're going to go whole hog. If they fire torpedoes at you, escape and avoidance will be a very welcome skill.
Okay, so just the shuttlecraft pilot. So that's
Okay, 2.
The ship did not
How did the
succeed.
Ontario do? Sorry?
Ship did not succeed. It got a 16.
There's only so much take. and the reaction control thrusters are just happy to not be flying the ship into the middle of the plasma streams. Ambassador, this is so beautiful. What does this nebula look like?
Oh, it's like a dream. I mean, like a dream I've had before. And Lieutenant Commander, I know you're busy, but I have to ask you a question. I mean, you're a human, correct?
I am, Ambassador.
What do you think is the best architecture of your culture?
The best architecture?
Yes.
I would say the going back to ancient times, the Great Pyramids of Giza were a phenomenal architectural feat.
Yes, so simple, but so incredibly large. It's just like a dream. I've been having these strange experiences lately, and I just don't know what it is, but this nebula is just like really, really triggering this strange experience. I mean, I feel like we just have to somehow be very quiet.
Lieutenant Commander Morgan's wondering what was in the jacuzzi water that the ambassador has
Well, I think we can
soaked up.
we can escape this if we can just turn everything off for just a few minutes and just let them pass. They will forget we're here. I just know it.
I want to roll the D&D equivalent of an insight check on the ambassador.
Well, it would be. What do you want to know? Like, is he insane?
Yeah, like is he in his
is
right
what
mind?
he's suggesting? Well, or is what he's suggesting tactically sound?
Yeah.
Because it would be a security and reason. For is he sane? It would be like kind of medicine and insight.
Yeah, I guess I want to evaluate the tactical, validity of what he's suggesting.
Because you've literally put yourself right into a pocket of hard to detect gas. Right.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So you said security and reason. Difficulty?
Difficulty 1. And you can decide if it's not a dumb tactic.
Yeah.
You got a 1, perfect. It's not a dumb tactic, depending on what you want to do.
Yeah. So when we go in, I'll look at the ambassador a little side eye, but then order the ensign all stop. Let's power us down to life support only. And put the phaser away, ensign.
I don't know what you're talking about. And all stop. Power goes to 0. We're in silent mode, sir.
Okay. I've got a roll for whether they find you.
We must be very quiet.
We'll use our advantage right now to increase that difficulty.
Oh, that's just on.
Right
now. That's just on.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna show this on the screen because I don't often get a chance to do this. Well, there's this roll. So that's not good. Just letting you know. This ship, this isn't quite the submarine movie, but you can definitely, the hull isn't creaking like a carbon fiber tube. but because those just pop, we found out if you've watched the internet. Um, but this, the ship is doing the gentle drift thing. It's following some plasma eddies. You're not in any immediate danger, but keeping an eye out for possibly being sucked toward a pulsar or something like that would be a thing. Uh,
Don't worry, I'm actually on that.
you're gonna
I'm taking care
keep
of
an eye
that.
out. Okay. But you'll want to go no thrusters until absolutely necessary, not to give you away, right?
I'm
Okay.
ready to go. Yeah.
Okay. So what you know you get a feeling of the ship kind of creak a little bit as just the normal thing that you hear when everything's off. You get to actually hear the ship kind of breathe and kind of gently, just flex as it's in space. And you also are getting passive sensors back. Yeah, that Klingon ship is storming in here and headed to something that looks, somewhere near you, but it is going to where Lieutenant Vitor, could you do a bit of a con and control or con and reason? We're gonna do some helm stuff. You only need a one. It's gonna be fine. You just hold on, man. This is math in your head. I saw you shake a fist. I don't know how many that is. They are headed technically in front of you. They've flown to where they think you would have been had you continued to course, which I know you weren't going to do anyway, because you'd get in and do the maneuvers to not be predictable. They assumed you just
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, we went into a certain way. Then I did the whole Kirk thing of Z-axis.
Yep.
So
So
instead of just going straight or off the side
right
of
now there is a Klingon ship, you know, kind of motoring away from you. It's got that big flaming butt just there. But yeah, you have a Burrell class headed directly away from you. As you know, shields are intermittent at best in certain situations, and this is definitely one of them. Your shielding is also, not as good as it could be. You can struggle to bring it up to scratch.
I'm piloting. This is the lieutenant commander's in charge of the
Yeah.
guns.
Oh yeah, no, yep. What do you next? And by the way, Ambassador, you've never seen a Klingon ship up close, but the metal work, it's everything you thought it was.
Oh my.
Does this little
Okay,
shuttlecraft Type 11 have the ability to vent plasma?
Sure. If the plot does, it does. It too.
Thinking we should maybe Ensign vent some plasma and ignite it from behind us as we leave the nebula. What do you think?
But it's showing you its butt.
Yeah, but there's a 50-50 shots in hitting it.
You can vent plasma and
Sir, that's Sir, we could do that.
Or we
and
could just shoot a torpedo right up its butt.
Also do that, sir, but they would then probably detect us targeting them. I would suggest we wait, let them get further along, and then just get out of here. That is the logical course with the ambassador on board.
Ambassador, do you have any input? You've helped us so far.
Well, I think expediency is better at this point because we don't know who we're dealing with, but I do suspect that this is a rogue faction not involved with the negotiations.
Okay, we'll hold position and try to let the ship move on.
Sorry, I'm gonna take away threat for that. There we go.
The Klingon side of me would say blow them out of the sky.
What does your Vulcan side say? I've seen your Klingon side.
You've already side has already told you what to do.
You get the hint. He just keeps dropping hints at the past, these underhanded comments.
Ambassador, this is the first time you're actually hearing him say, "What is my Vulcan side?" So this is the first time you actually know that I'm half Vulcan. So it's not really public knowledge, but
It's all about the eyebrows. You can see it in the eyebrows now that you look carefully.
Yeah, but didn't see the ears.
No.
I just gave you the Vulcan side of me says we run, we wait, and then we go. Klingon side says we blow them out of the sky and then go. We have the tactical advantage on them right now. They can't see us, but we can see them.
Let's see what my talents say. I do have the talent of call to action.
Do you have any opinion? Yeah, I think that's like a rally. Yeah. I'm not going to look it up, but I'm going to vote. I'm going to vote that it's a rally cry.
One of my values is always having exit strategy.
Got that.
It's not a bad one. You can get that thing.
Sure, if I may say, we are in a nebula full of explosive gas. So if you do wish to set something off, we could ride the shockwave out of it here. Depending on the distance of the explosion, calculated to the exact millimeter,
I'm thinking
Klingons probably wouldn't survive it.
So what I'm thinking is we turn around, we leave the nebula, venting plasma on our way out, and as soon as we break through, fire that torpedo back into the nebula and ignite the plasma.
Oh, and then the plasma ignites.
Yeah, chain reaction.
Like a fuse.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, would this be your plan then? Would this be a plan?
That is my plan.
Would it be a?
That is my always have an exit strategy plan.
That's a good one. It's like, okay, because it does allow you to nope out of there, not face a ship directly, and all that. How does that? Are you gonna? You've laid it out. You've your thing. What's your thing to tell the ship to go?
Well, I just said punch it, so I guess I'm Captain Pike.
Oh, okay. We're piking it.
Okay, so following the orders, I open up the. I don't bring everything back online because I'm sure they'll detect the main power come back on.
Just enough.
Let me know what you bring back. What you put priority to. We'll do that.
Engines.
Okay.
And engines and steering. Once we get far enough away, then I'll bring up weapons. And once we reach the edge of the nebula, shields. In that order.
What I'll do is, since you're piloting, you're going to technically have your hands full with balancing those things. I'm going to leave it up to the lieutenant commander to bring the weapons and shields up as they go. Ambassador, did you want to press buttons, or are you good?
Don't touch it yet.
I don't know if I should. I'm not the pilot.
Yeah, that'll be funny if you watch the other Monday night.
Admiral, if you would assist us by monitoring the sensors,
Ambassador,
console over there, that would help us greatly.
Oh, yeah, actually, if you go over to your left, there's a box that looks like a video game.
Yeah.
It's a very nice thing, and you can actually see the yellow thingy is getting closer to the green thingy.
Yes. Great
Okay.
colors.
Great colors. There's some really, it's well contrasted. It's amazing. You could probably see this even if the cabin was filled with an acrid smoke that burned your eyes. You could manage to wrest information from this console. And I've swallowed a thesaurus. So here we go. Ensign, I'd like you to begin the getting the hell out of here maneuver. Which is, again, I hate to say it, it because you're not under stress. It's control and con.
Okay.
And then Lieutenant or Lieutenant Commander, if you want to roll for the ship, I think the ship has about a 12 in maneuver to assist with as a free die. Kapla, Jesus, 3 plus
Hey.
what? Did you get a critical?
And I rolled an 11. No, it was an 11.
Oh, you rolled an 11. Okay. It's like,
Because
it's like this.
You said control and con?
Control and con.
So it's a 13. I rolled a 13 and a 1, so...
That's good. Yeah, there was no way a focus would matter. So you only needed like 1 because you lowered your tactical advantage. So as far as I can tell, that you banked 2 altogether, right? No,
Well, did the ship give us anything?
3 points. Yeah, the ship gave you 1, so it's 5. You have 3 extra.
Yeah.
I was doing the math out loud. Sorry about that. Okay, you're beginning to move. The as you just begin to break the nebula, the plasma's venting.
I make sure to do it in a nice little arc way so that once it's kind of like it'll.
So you're doing it. So are you doing a donut in space? Is what you're telling me?
I'm doing kind of like a J.
Okay. I was going for my disco reference there. Sorry about that. Or you're crop dusting.
Yeah, kind of like that.
You're kind of like crop dusting. It's like you go through the 7-Eleven, or the Tim Hortons. Ambassador, you happen to see that green thingy stop and start moving toward the yellow thingy?
Okay, so I report that.
And I increase speed to full.
Yep, you're coming up. At the moment, it's full impulse, right? Because we still haven't done our business. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I understood. We all knew where we were talking. You better get those weapons on in a hurry, there, Lieutenant Commander. That's going to be.
Push a button.
I'm going to be a jerk. Daring and security.
Daring and security. Alrighty. Difficulty?
I do. Difficulty. Well, this isn't quite. Nebula gas isn't going to help you now, Flash Gordon. Yeah, it's a 2.
Difficulty 2. Alrighty.
1 from the ship.
And 1 from the ship. I'll buy an extra die.
Literally, you just need 1.
I know, but
why are you doing this? Why are you buying yourself a chance at a critic? That's
because we want to create an advantage of blowing the crap out of these.
If Pone Donkeys or if Good Devil was here, he would roll a 20.
No.
I got 2 successes.
Yes. Okay. So I think that brings back at least 1. Yeah. You've brought the weapons back online. Engage the fire control, and the micro torpedo streaks out and tags the plasma. There's a huge billowing trail of ignited first ignited nacelle plasma, then it hits the good stuff, and it's freedom colors, right? There's red and blue plasma. There's probably some white in there too, just for the hell of it, and it just starts imploding, or starts exploding. I don't know if you want to have not a lot don't know if you want to scan for what survived or not. Or if you want to know if there's a starship-sized explosion in there.
We haven't left. We've just got outside the nebula where I did make sure we get to a safe distance from the explosion before I bring her about for confirmation or getting the crap out of here.
Okay, so you're just going to stop and wait to see if something comes out of it like a beast
Kind
from
of like
hell.
we'll kind of like slowly do the turn, like bring it down to like half impulse.
Yeah.
While we run the sensor scan, if there's nothing, then we just go. Oh fuck! Booking it.
Is this hold on? Well, actually, this is something for Rufus.
Well, it looks like there's several green thingies coming at the yellow thingy. Is the yellow thingy us?
The yellow thingy is us.
Well, the green thingies are smaller, so that's something.
What direction are they coming from?
Looks like they're coming toward us from the explosion.
Commander, that might be either ships or debris.
Yeah. As you're staring at that roiling mass, you see the beautiful bulbous head of a Klingon bird of prey just emerging from the plasma fire. And then it begins to tumble, showing a completely chopped off neck. But it's still rolling toward you.
Let's get out of here, Ensign. I don't want to wait around.
Sir, may I suggest we attempt to render aid, as the ambassador has said this may be a rogue faction. There could be survivors on there that could aid in the ambassador and the admiral's negotiations. But I will advise the caution. Let's just use the tractor beam.
All right, yeah, we have a tractor beam. I'm not a class 11
You
shuttlecraft
you do have a version of it. Yes, it's not going to take on anything bigger than it is, but I think that you've reduced the size of that Klingon vessel.
Yeah, we'll try to tow a piece
to the
with
point
us.
where a shuttle can take care of it.
Yeah, we definitely need to try to tow a piece with us.
Yeah, it's fortunate it's small enough. If we're using the Voyage Home model, yeah, I think I can take it.
Oh yeah, that's why I said it's the dozen officers and men version that can still miraculously hold whales.
Right.
Don't ask. Just roll with it. It is about space. It's more about us than it is about the story. We also got an object redemption, which I will get to you in a minute. That might be found. Yep. Sorry.
I make sure I reset the course back for the planet and engage at least.
So you're
3/4 impulse.
Silly question. You're gonna the officer's hull with you. Okay.
Yes.
You can do scans on it.
The ambassador still's got to get his nails done.
This with what kind of haste, ambassador?
I'm not going back to the starbase. That's going to take too damn long. I'm going to finish the mission by taking the ambassador to his nail appointment.
But if we have some relic of the ship, we may be able to determine who was responsible for this.
Oh yeah,
exactly. But I'm not going to board the damn thing right now.
Boy, that's spoken like a true Klingon. True Klingon. But what you can do is dragging a scored, charred hulk of a thing, right? You can park it in orbit or you can land it on the planet. Either one works because it is meant to be a story.
We'll we'll see what the plan is.
Well, yeah.
Like
Basically,
on
you get a Ferengi hail within a couple hours. So you're not going to scan this thing while you're hauling it. You're going to be completely incurious about it, right? Lieutenant Commander.
Well, that's up to the commander.
Yeah.
I got.
Yeah, I think you got your hands.
We'll scan it for survivors.
There appears to be a couple of faint Klingon life signs on board. There's also a lot of bodies, so there's.
We don't have a holding cell.
We
Sorry.
don't have a holding cell, and if they died in battle, and they can pass on the Stovacor like true Klingon warriors.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go full Trek.
That's the Star Trek way, right?
That's the Starfleet way. Let not have you'd have helped Alexander just jam that dagger into Worf. So I'm thinking of it. So what we've got is you're bringing this broken hull. What you can do is, there's Klingons have writing on their ships. Is a hint. Yeah, they have writing on their ships. They have like, how do they tell whose is whose, right? They brand them. All right, they don't have writing. They basically take a giant plasma brand and just burn it into the hull of their ship. Not writing, but very Klingon. There's a possibility that it's got like a little NCC sitting there on top of its bridge.
Anybody watching, they want to Trek check us?
Good luck. Good luck
Trek
checking us on that one. Because that's the one thing. None of the alien ships ever get like a freaking ID number because they have to reuse them all the time. But, you can always tell somehow. But if you want to check the ID of the ship, that wouldn't be outside of me being a GM and saying, hey, why don't you get the name of the damn ship?
That would be the Lieutenant Commander. I'm still trying to pilot this place.
Yeah.
Would you say we've arrived in the system?
Yeah. Oh, you're in the system. You're in orbit, and I was about to have your initial bribes be requested by orbital control. You did bring money for the bribe.
Starfleet would have
Starfleet.
I learned of
your Starfleet, man.
The stupidity of. Well, I mean, I learned of the stupidity of the quartermaster. So, going to Ferengi, yes, I would have withdrawn Latinum.
He would have sent you He would have sent you with Latinum, which is hilarious. Because I think basically he said, "Oh, you're going there." Part of the thing was bring me back blood wine, and he slid you a bunch of bars.
But,
yeah, I'm working on you having an ally there.
But my question. So once we achieve orbits, I just checked the surface. Is it transportable, or will I have to land?
What is transportable? You can beam people down to it, but you've got a Hulk with you. You can just beam people down. It's no problem.
Yeah, that's why I thought I'd ask. Is this planet? We're going to a planet, correct? Not a space station.
No, you're in a colony. It's a planet.
Okay. Yeah,
it's a beautiful place. It rains all the time. It's amazing.
Yeah.
There's.
Yeah. So, once the ambassador is ready, transport him down to his nail appointments.
Just gonna.
I asked the commander if he wants to go too. I'll stay on the ship.
Actually, Commander, what do you want to do since you're in charge of this mission ostensibly, and your job is a certain thing? You got
What, you want me to unmute myself too here?
Yeah, I've got that whole problem. Yeah.
I'd probably go down to the planet's surface, I think.
Okay. So you're left all up here with a Klingon thing that you haven't identified because no one read the name off the registry hull, right? You've had an hour. No one's reading the.
Nope.
No one's reading the
Don't worry
register.
about that. Yeah, that's what. As soon as the ambassador and the lieutenant commander was gone, I would have done this. Access the system,
Well,
black box,
well,
and the whole
well,
thing.
I know. I was hoping that, Commander, did you want to actually do that in your copious amounts of spare time before we get to the planet?
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to do that because that is something that I think you'd logically do. There are still life signs aboard at the end of it. You've had to like kind of hack through a few things. You don't quite get the black box. That's a rough one. But you do read on the hull. The IKV. Well, it would be the IKV Fang. And Bajor, you recognize that as a Duras ship.
Commander, you see a bit of a he almost gets almost jittery, kind of like excited. No, not the
permission to go. What permission to go over and bat lift them now when they're wounded?
No, let them die and let them die straight.
Let them die just alone. So what is going to happen is, we've got, we've got the, the ship is set. You're going to go down. Lieutenant Commander is going to go down with the ambassador. Bajor is going to stay here and keep an eye on this thing.
And make discreet communications with the Ferengi to acquire some.
Okay. Do you resolve the ambassador's manicure? Since that's literally his entire.
Okay, let's do it.
You, Lieutenant Commander Morgan, Lorsis, copy. Plop you down here into the middle of a freaking white void because that's how we roll here. We're minimalist. I have to go find. Really, believe it or not, I did actually grab some people. Where is she? Although Admiral Goggles would probably. Oh God. I literally lost. I lost the. I'm really sorry. I'm really frustrated. I did lose the. We're gonna say that you don't have a Ferengi. You have the one person who understands.
Oh, indeed.
It's gonna be apostrophe. It's her sister.
Lasky.
Rhonda
Lasky. Rhonda
Pulaski.
Pulaski.
Yes, I mean Rhonda and I go way back. We're gonna spill some tea. She's gonna do a great job on the nails. She's gonna tell me what?
No. She has another thing for you. You know what you need isn't your nails. The Klingons, they've got this forehead because you're probably talking about the negotiation, right?
Of course.
You got a problem. And what I'm going to say, you may not realize it, but there's this guy and he's got Galron. He's got it. Klingons are about the eyes. And you know what? Framing those eyes, that's a vital thing. So here's the thing for you, honey. And she slides across a manual of Vulcan eyebrow exercises so that you can communicate subliminally with the Klingons. Because you are the most, and I will say, this is a redeem from Just Otherness object. A manual of Vulcan eyebrow exercises for whoever non-Vulcan PC is the most Vulcan-like.
Well, I think, obviously the manual comes with some eyeliner because that's what I'm going to need to look fabulous for these negotiations. And I say, yes, Rhonda, thank you. Thank you for this rendezvous. And I will, I'll text you later.
Look, when you guys tell me I have 2 hours to come up with an adventure, this is what you get. You get a little bit of cookie track. You get a little bit of actual tension and shooting. You witnessed it, by the way, you witnessed this, that the ambassador's holding out something, and it is apparently the power of eyebrows. You realize that maybe, and I would put that in as a thing of an additional value for you, that inobvious or subliminal communication, I would put in, is either a talent or a value. So come up with something, because it's like, watch all, hear nothing, hear all, say nothing kind of thing. Because I think that's something you should get as a reward for putting up with all this crap tonight. And Lieutenant Ensign Bajor, you do open a channel, to the to Lorthak. Lorthak actually has an animated GIF web page equivalent in Star Trek. It comes up. There's, you try and contact him. It comes up on the screen. It's got dancing JPEGs and all that crap, or dancing GIFs, or GIFs. I'm sorry, but it's got dancing stuff, and Lorthak's cut rate blood wine is prominently featured. There's a special today, if you have enough shopping points.
I want to say, while that display is going on, I'm leaning heavily on my Vulcan training to not just fire the phasers, fire the phasers, fire the phasers, fire the phasers.
On what, Lorthak? On Lorthak or the hull?
I open up series. I start with a message to him saying, I have Latinum and I want to spend it.
Well, I'm happy to take that. That's a fantastic thing. Latinum, I heard you had Latinum. So,
yes.
For you. And do is we'll fade to black as you have a successful negotiation. And you obviously will procure the blood wine. You'll get not blood wine just for the thing. That'll give the ambassador a boost for the successful negotiation. And also, you're going to earn the gratitude of a very, very hard as nails Bajoran. If that makes sense.
That's not going to happen.
Oh,
let's just say
he'll still admire you.
Well, let's put it this way: the one-eared Ferengi is going to get a donation for his time of the amount of Latinum that's the Bajoran.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. Well, the Bajoran knew you'd be swindled out of it completely.
Oh.
He knew you couldn't cut a deal. That's why he sent you with so little.
But let's just. I negotiated for the good stuff. And
then some not so good stuff.
Half a case for the Bajorn.
Yeah.
This is all he'd give me when your payments got destroyed by an unfortunate, unforeseen entity.
Yep.
And
let me see.
So the admiral and the ambassador would get, there would be a couple good barrels of good blood wine in the conference room with the tops, and like even the information from like who did it, the names of the crew, whatever we could salvage from that uh, bird of prey. So, Admiral, you get like full down.
Okay.
Good stuff. They're good stuff.
Okay. So what'll happen is you've got all that shelved out, but we're going to fade to black. That gives us our future. And what I want to say is, hey, everybody, Architects of Fate. I'm getting the hang of saying that. Architects of Fate, thank you so much. And I want to thank all of our players. Very specifically, I really want to thank you all for pitch hitting tonight. We had to do a short trek. Short treks are a little chaotic. Drew, do you want to tell us anything about yourself, or things you want to do a plug? Anything you want?
Nothing really to plug. I'm still trying to figure out my this whole streaming thing's all new to me, so trying to figure out my brand still. So,
well, I know that you have had the choice of many streams on Twitch, but we really appreciate that you've chosen Architects of Fate for your streaming experience.
Oh, this is great.
And we're going to take exclusive rights to you for several years.
Absolutely.
And a slice of your soul. Bring that up with the management in the chat.
I will. And I'll speak to the management about not running the water during the stream too.
We've had dogs barking. It's quite wonderful, actually. If you have a pet, just hold the pet up.
I have two. They're both cats, and every once in a while you might see a shoulder cat appear sometimes, but.
Oh yeah, well, just basically declare them a Cation and play him on. And Bajor, want to plug anything? Want to say anything?
Tune in.
Having fun.
Speak for more of these wonderful adventures we're all going to have. Tune in. Not next week, but the week after for another hopeful installment of Bajor Rising. We get back to it. Sorry. Thank you to the people behind the show. Not too hashtag or tag not too shabby for all the audio he's done. Or they have done for this.
It's done through the middle of a storm. They're in the middle of a thunderstorm too. This is even better.
Without them, we wouldn't be here. And also, big, huge thank you to Wayne, our DM, where without him, we wouldn't be playing Star Trek. So thank you, Wayne.
Yep, thank you very much. I do appreciate that. And I do appreciate it. It was like a lot of fun. Hey, Rufus, speaking of thank yous, we're all going around saying thank you. I really do want to thank you for kind of stepping in about an hour before broadcast. And I think I have to make dinner for the next few weeks, and I hope we all survive that. Anyway, Lords and Ladies of Fate, we're still in the middle of our rebranding, because I just said Lords and Ladies of Fate, and it should be Architects of Fate. We're still in the middle of our rebranding. So is on Friday, Simon and Rufus, if you like Star Trek and you like goofiness and you want to write a Star Trek script where you get the whole toy box and there's no wrong things, Cookie Trek is on Friday. Check the schedule out. Join us in the Discord to learn more. And I think we don't have broadcast. Do we have a D&D game on Sunday or not?
I think there's one on Wednesday.
No, we do not. Okay, and we're booting up on Monday. Because beginning July we will start a Star Trek. We will start our regular schedule. So please go to the Twitch channel, check the schedule. We've got a brand new D&D game. I think we got 2, right, Nathaniel? You're going to be in one.
Yes, I'm joining I think it was the Netherdeep.
Netherdeep. Yes.
I'm playing a I'm playing the new vampiric Dampier with a nice little special twist. Looking forward to it.
Yep. So that's a good thing. Again, we're going to be launching some new games, bringing back some old games, and kind of rebranding ourselves with some better effects. I'm really hoping there's a raid broadcast because I don't know. Yes, there is a raid. I have no idea who we're raiding because I haven't checked.
And thank you to our viewers, and thank you to also Straight Deck for the 14-month subscription. Thank you again, once again.
And also, who is it? Openness.
Openness, yeah, openness.
Just otherness gave us a redeem, and that's kind of the deal. I think are we at Misty Mountain Gaming and we're done, right? No, it's not paused. Okay, but no, what I want to say is you guys all get to interfere with our show for free, and that means a lot to us. Yeah, go ahead and cut over. So go ahead, give a shout out, let them know that we're here and we're happy to boost them. And I still have no idea if we're